For my research paper, I chose to study the relationship between water resources and civilization. Water, by definition, is a colorless, transparent, odorless, tasteless liquid that forms the seas, lakes, rivers, and rain, and is the basis of the fluids of all living organisms. Water is an imperative aspect of survival and provides many benefits. In the diagram seen below, water composes 75% of the human brain, regulates body temperature, makes up 83% of blood, removes waste, composes 22% of human bones, cushions joints, helps carry nutrients and oxygen to cells, moistens oxygen for breathing, helps convert food to energy, protects the human vital organs, helps the body absorb nutrients, and makes up 75% of human muscles. The relationship of human beings and water can be traced back to 500,000 years ago when man began to exist in the world. Early Homo sapiens had the difficult task of coping with contaminated water, which contained pathogens and parasites. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency states that in ancient times, human beings were unaware that the aesthetic problems with water, such as murky appearance and bad odor, were a sign of disease-filled water. Waterborne diseases that stemmed from pathogenic microorganisms in contaminated water resulted in early ancestors attracting protozoal infections as seen in the PowerPoint below. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, it took early humans thousands of years to realize the importance of treating water and that their senses alone were not accurate judges of water quality. During the hunter-gatherer times, water was the core resource of life, and their lack of knowledge regarding sanitation led them to more infections than any other species in the world. Greek writings indicate that water treatment began around 4000 BC. This is when practices such as filtering water through charcoal, exposing water to sunlight, boiling water, and straining water were finally exercised. In today's modern world, the relationship of water and the rapidly growing economic globe remain consistent. The Safe Drinking Water Act of 1974 ensures that the United States will provide treatment for public water systems in order to reduce illness and hazards associated with germs in contaminated water. Water has become one of the most valuable natural resources in America, and laws have been passed in order to display legal ownership over particular sources of water. Hodgson, a lawyer, explains such rights have been conferred on the owners of land with direct physical access to a stream, river, or other natural water source. Very often, the only way to sell the right to use water is to sell the associated land right. Water laws reflect the perception of the economic class and highlight the importance water has over this growing globe. Less than 1% of water is freely available for people to use and drink. The rest lies in icebergs, glaciers, and snowcaps. The constant demand for water is creating a scarcity on Earth that poses a threat to the future of civilization. In order to keep the vital resource on the globe, conservation measures such as the Jalcan are necessary for farmers and landowners. The Jalcan is a technology which makes use of stored rainwater for farming activities for when regions suffer from water scarcity during post-rainy seasons. Technologies to conserve water have become an absolute necessity to sufficiently save water. The total projected water demand for 2025 is 70,300 million per year. The U.S. Department of Energy studies have also been trying to conduct numerous ways to improve water pumps used in irrigation and water supply to achieve minimal water use. Conservation measures have switched from a recommendation to a statewide law in California due to the ongoing drought that has depleted their water supply. They even have rules and fines to up to $500 per day for using a hose to clean a sidewalk, running ornamental fountains that do not recirculate water, or other wasteful water behaviors. Water conservation is becoming more important as the population grows, yet the water supply diminishes. Water is the most important natural resource on the planet Earth. The benefits it provides to the human body are irreplaceable and invaluable. Homo sapiens first began to struggle with parasites in their water supply, but later generations became educated on water treatments. With the economy and population growing in size each year, conservation measures should be adopted in order to avoid a water emergency similar to California's and to avoid ever having to drink water like this. These are my resources for the pictures and the slides and points I use throughout my PowerPoint.